Have you ever considered that your gut might be the silent engine running your entire life? Often called the second brain, your digestive tract does far more than process food. It influences your mood, your skin's clarity, your energy levels, and even how well you sleep. When this inner ecosystem falls out of balance, the effects can feel overwhelming. Bloating, brain fog, and sluggishness become the new normal. Resetting your gut does not require expensive supplements, extreme laxatives, or punishing juice cleanses. In fact, those harsh approaches often do more harm than good by stripping away the beneficial bacteria you need to thrive. True gut repair is gentler and more sustainable. It involves working with your body's natural rhythms to clear out what is harmful and rebuild what is damaged. In this video, we will explore distinct strategies, each one targeting a different aspect of gut health. Before we continue, if you find these tips helpful, hit that subscribe button and share your own gut health journey in the comments below. Stick around until the end. The final strategy is one of the most powerful and easiest to start today. When people think about gut health, probiotics usually come to mind first, the live bacteria found in yogurt and supplements. But probiotics are only half the story. To get the most benefit from the good bacteria already living in your gut, you need to feed them well. That is where prebiotic fibers come in. Prebiotics are types of fiber that your body cannot digest. Instead of being broken down in the stomach or small intestine, they travel to the colon, where they become food for the beneficial bacteria that live there. When these good bugs eat, they produce short-chain fatty acids, compounds that nourish the cells of your gut lining, reduce inflammation, and help keep the intestinal barrier strong. In simple terms, prebiotics are the fertilizer that helps your inner garden flourish. Many everyday foods are rich in prebiotic fibers. Garlic and onions are two of the most potent sources. They contain a type of fiber called inulin that feeds a wide variety of helpful bacteria. Asparagus, leeks, and Jerusalem artichokes are also excellent choices. Even slightly green bananas provide resistant starch, another powerful prebiotic that supports gut health. You don't need to eat large amounts to see benefits. Adding a few slices of raw onion to a salad, roasting garlic with vegetables, or including half a green banana in a smoothie can give your gut microbes a meaningful meal. Over time, as the good bacteria grow stronger and more numerous, they naturally help keep less desirable microbes in check. It is important to introduce these fibers gradually, especially if your gut is currently sensitive. If you are not used to eating much fiber, starting with too much at once can cause gas or bloating. Begin with small portions and increase slowly. Your gut bacteria will adjust, and soon you will be providing them with a steady supply of their favorite foods, helping them do their job of protecting and cleansing your digestive system from the inside out. Sometimes the gut lining becomes irritated or worn down. When this happens, the tight junctions between the cells of the intestinal wall can loosen, allowing particles to pass through that normally would not. This condition is sometimes called leaky gut, and it can lead to inflammation, food sensitivities, and a feeling of overall fatigue. Healing that lining requires specific nutrients, especially the amino acids found in bone broth and gelatin. Bone broth is made by simmering animal bones, chicken, beef, or fish, for a long period, often 12 to 24 hours. This slow cooking process pulls collagen, gelatin, and amino acids like glycine and glutamine out of the bones and into the liquid. These compounds act like soothing balm for the digestive tract. Glycine, in particular, helps reduce inflammation in the gut wall, while glutamine serves as a primary fuel source for the cells that line the intestines. Drinking warm bone broth is like giving your digestive system a gentle, healing hug. It coats the lining, provides the raw materials needed to repair damaged tissue, and is easy to digest. Many people find that sipping a cup of broth between meals or as a light evening drink helps calm symptoms like bloating, cramping, and general gut discomfort. If you do not eat animal products, you can still support gut repair with plant-based options. Mushrooms, seaweed, and certain vegetables like okra contain compounds that help soothe mucous membranes. However, for those who include animal foods in their diet, bone broth is one of the most direct and effective ways to provide the building blocks for a strong gut lining. While prebiotics feed the bacteria you already have, fermented foods bring in new, diverse strains of live microbes. These foods have been used for centuries to preserve vegetables and dairy while boosting gut health. When you eat them, you're essentially adding fresh armies of beneficial bacteria to your gut ecosystem. Fermented foods are created through a natural process where bacteria and yeasts break down sugars and starches. This not only preserves the food, but also creates live cultures that can survive the journey through your stomach acid and take up residence in your intestines. Sauerkraut, kimchi, plain yogurt, kefir, miso, and kombucha are all excellent examples. What makes fermented foods special is their diversity. A good probiotic supplement might contain a few strains of bacteria, but a single serving of homemade sauerkraut can contain dozens of different species. This biodiversity is valuable because a healthy gut thrives on variety. Different bacteria perform different jobs. Some break down fibers, others produce vitamins, and still others help regulate the immune system. You don't need to eat large amounts to benefit. A small forkful of sauerkraut with lunch or a few sips of kefir in the morning can be enough to introduce new microbes. If you are new to fermented foods, start slowly. A sudden influx of live bacteria can sometimes cause temporary gas as your gut adjusts. Begin with a teaspoon or two and work your way up. When choosing fermented foods, look for products that are naturally fermented and stored in the refrigerator. Many commercially sold pickles and sauerkrauts are made with vinegar and pasteurized, which kills the live bacteria. To get the full benefit, you want products that still have bubbles or brine, signs that live cultures are present. Your digestive tract is essentially a long tube that moves food from one end to the other. For this system to work properly, things need to keep moving. When waste sits in the colon too long, it can stagnate, allowing toxins to be reabsorbed into the body. Proper hydration, especially with a little salt, helps keep everything flowing smoothly. Water is essential for every step of digestion. It helps break down food in the stomach, carries nutrients across the intestinal wall, and softens waste so it can pass easily. When you are dehydrated, the colon pulls extra water out of the waste to conserve it for the rest of your body. This leads to hard, dry stools that move slowly, creating a backup. Adding a small amount of salt to your water can make a surprising difference. Unrefined sea salt or Himalayan salt contains minerals that help stimulate the production of digestive juices and support the natural muscular contractions of the intestines, known as peristalsis. A warm glass of water with a pinch of salt first thing in the morning acts like a gentle nudge, encouraging your gut to wake up and start moving. This does not mean you need to drink salt water all day. One glass in the morning, followed by steady plain water throughout the day, is usually enough. Aim for water that feels comfortable, not forcing huge amounts, but sipping consistently. Herbal teas and broths also count toward your hydration. Hydration works hand in hand with the other strategies in this list. When you are well hydrated, the fibers you eat can do their job of bulking up waste and feeding bacteria. Have you ever felt nervous and suddenly noticed your stomach clench or your appetite disappear? That is the brain-gut connection at work. Your digestive system is directly linked to your nervous system, and when stress kicks in, digestion often comes to a halt. Chronic stress can keep your gut in a constant state of shutdown, making it nearly impossible to repair and clean itself naturally. When you experience stress, your body activates its fight or flight response. Blood flow is redirected away from the digestive organs and toward the muscles and heart. Digestion slows down or stops altogether. Over time, this can lead to bloating, constipation, an imbalance in gut bacteria, and a weakened gut lining. The good news is that you can use simple practices to signal to your body that it is safe to rest and digest. One of the most effective is deep belly breathing. Before meals, take 5 slow, deep breaths. Breathe in through your nose, letting your belly expand like a balloon, and breathe out slowly through your mouth. This activates the vagus nerve, which tells your nervous system to switch into rest and digest mode. Eating in a calm environment also makes a big difference. When you eat while distracted, scrolling on your phone, working at your desk, or driving, your body remains in a low-level stress state. Simply sitting down, taking a few breaths, and focusing on your food for 10 minutes can dramatically improve how well you digest that meal. Managing stress is not about eliminating all pressure from life. It is about giving your digestive system brief, regular windows of calm. Even 5 minutes of quiet breathing or a short walk after a meal can help your gut do its job. When you reduce the stress load, you allow your intestinal lining to repair, your gut bacteria to balance, and your natural detox pathways to work as they were designed to. Digestion does not begin in the stomach. It begins in your mouth. The simple act of chewing is the first and most important step in breaking down food, so your body can absorb nutrients and eliminate waste efficiently. When you rush through meals and barely chew, you force the rest of your digestive system to work much harder than it should. Chewing mechanically breaks food into smaller pieces, increasing the surface area for digestive enzymes to work on. It also mixes food with saliva, which contains enzymes that start breaking down carbohydrates right away. When food is well chewed, it enters the stomach as a soft, manageable paste. When it is swallowed in large chunks, the stomach has to churn much longer to break it down, and some pieces may reach the small intestine undigested. Undigested food particles can cause problems. They can feed bacteria in the wrong parts of the gut, leading to gas, bloating, and fermentation. They can also irritate the intestinal lining, especially if the gut is already sensitive. Over time, poor chewing adds a constant burden to your digestive system that can interfere with healing and detox. A simple guideline is to chew each bite until it becomes liquid or semi-liquid. For some foods, this might take 20 to 30 chews. For softer foods, fewer. This practice does more than just aid digestion. It also slows down your eating pace, giving your brain time to register fullness. Many people find that when they chew thoroughly, they naturally eat less and feel more satisfied. Repairing your gut is not about a single drastic cleanse, but about consistent, gentle habits that support your body's natural intelligence. These strategies work together to reduce inflammation, balance bacteria, and strengthen the gut lining. Remember, you do not need to implement everything at once. Start with 1 or 2 changes. Listen to your body and allow time for sustainable, lasting results to take root.